Lumi is a game-changing whole-body deo designed by an OBGYN to work not only on your pits, but also feet, privates, and everywhere else you get a little spicy smelling. Make the switch to Lumi and make this year your freshest one yet from head to toe. Lumi's starter pack is perfect for new customers. It comes with a solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice like a mini body wash and deodorant wipes, plus free shipping. New customers get $5 off Lumi's starter pack with our exclusive code and link. Use code WIZARDS at lumideodorant.com, LUMEDEODORANT.com.
This episode of Wizards of Waverly Pod is brought to you by HelloFresh. With HelloFresh, you get farm-fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and seasonal recipes delivered right to your doorstep. You can skip going to the grocery store. HelloFresh makes cooking at home easy and fun. Go to HelloFresh.com/wizardsfree and use code WIZARDSFREE for free breakfast for life. 1 breakfast item per box while subscription is active. That's free breakfast for life at HelloFresh.com/wizardsfree with code WIZARDSFREE. America's #1 meal kit. It's magical. Welcome, everyone, to Wizards of Waverly Pod.
Woo!
And that is Anneliese Vanderpool.
If any of you guys can still hear, usually David is the one who deafens everybody.
Then I'm
but
super
you just
loud.
did it this time, so well done.
You're like,
Really
what?
good. Well,
thank you.
Welcome to the Wizards of Waverly Pod. I know you weren't on Wizards, but I feel...
What?
I know. What? I wasn't?
I'm sorry, what?
But I feel akin to you because we were both the... I feel a little betrayed because you were redheaded for very long and now you've left me. You've left me in the soulless redheaded lurch.
Are things different? Are things different not being a redhead anymore?
Fun. What is that phrase? Are things better
Blondes
as a
have more fun?
No, they don't. Especially as you get older. You don't. But I think your red hair is absolutely gorgeous, and I don't want to compete with you. You look stunning with this red hair.
I'm just saying.
It's not, but you won.
Okay.
Where's my camera? There's like 18,000 cameras in this room.
Welcome to podcast. No, but I relate to you because we both were. You were the generation. So Disney, I feel like, is like SNL in the sense that it comes in different generations, right? Mm-hmm. So everyone thinks of like their generation of Disney as like the generation, right? And you were like right before.
But Disney was the generation when I was on it.
Sure, whatever.
Right? We're saying the same thing, right?
Kind of, maybe. But no, I relate to the fact that like we were both kind of the quirky friends on our show. Yeah. We were like the,
sidekick.
We were the sidekick. Thank you for saying that. Some people get such an ego about saying sidekick. I have no problem with it.
Fuck those people.
Exactly. Bring him to me. I want to see him right now.
I think it's such an important part of the story. You have your protagonist and then you have your sidekick, right? Yeah. But we'll get there. I didn't realize when I was doing my research for this interview, because I'm a little nerd who loves to do homework, that you're Dutch. You're part Dutch, and you were born in Holland.
That's where you went with that.
I know.
So when did the homework uncover? Oh,
no transition at all. Hard turn left. But yeah, you're part Dutch. You were born in Holland. How did you get into acting? Do you still feel connected to your Dutch roots? Oh
my God, what good questions. And so interesting to go down memory lane with you about Disney Channel. I think I like to call us the character actors, that we got to do the character meaty parts, which is... Yeah,
I agree.
We share that we're akin in that. And I'm Dutch, yes. I guess I'm a full Dutch person. I was born in Holland in Naaldwijk, which is a bit south of Amsterdam, with my sisters. My sisters were born there as well.
Yeah.
And you're the youngest of your
I'm the youngest.
siblings.
I'm the youngest of my siblings.
Oh, me too.
You are. I was just going to ask. How
Me
many
too.
siblings?
I get to have
babies.
So how old are your siblings, David? They must be so old.
What the fuck?
Oh,
Did
God.
I say something rude to you?
This whole interview, she's just
my
gonna call
oldest
you
brother
old.
is 5 years older than me, and my brother Michael is 2.5 years older than me. And they tortured me my entire childhood.
That's what brothers do.
Well,
Yeah.
That's what brothers
That's
do.
true.
Wait, back to
Me?
Holland. And you're coming over. So you and your sisters are born.
My father and mother met on a kibbutz in Israel.
Ah.
Oh, wow.
In Israel, sort of in the 60s.
I'm hearing that you're Jewish.
And I'm a Jew. I'm a Dutch Jew. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Move over, Anne Frank.
Move away. I'm actually speaking of her. I was named after Anne Frank.
I did know that.
Okay.
I did know
Yes,
that.
it was her
like I said, I
birthday.
stalked you a little to prepare for the interview.
Aw, you're so sweet.
I know, I'm a very sweet stalker.
Thank you. I mean, that's what we have to do now as
It
Podco
is.
people.
It is
We
to
have
be-
to-
Yes,
prepared.
you
Interesting.
have a podcast with
I do.
Podco.
I do.
yeah.
And
Can
with
you believe it?
Christy.
With Christy called Big Name Bitches.
Wait, what's it called?
Big Name Bitches.
Oh, okay.
wow.
Big Name Bitches. Guess why?
Where did
Because we
that-
have ginormously long names.
That's very true.
She has 4 names, really 5, but one of them she let go of.
Yeah.
Thank God.
When did you
So it could
meet?
fit on the. They could fit my name on the.
When did you meet her for the first time?
Christy?
Yeah.
I met her. We talked about this actually on
Yeah.
Vulnerable. I met her at the Circle of Life. I want to say Circle of Life.
I remember this.
Is this like a Lion King thing? What is it?
Okay,
yes, Lion
so
King. They-
before our generation of Disney, sorry, I'll before our generation of Disney, they used to do. They kind of did a little. Selena did like a Cruella de Vil, but they used to bring all of the Disney kids together, back when they could really sing, and like they would. Sorry, no shade, kind of. But like when they would bring all the Disney kids together and they would all sing the song. So they brought this for this mega.
They
like,
bought
video.
all their fabulous
Yeah.
fabulous white talent to come sing Circle of Life. Genius idea. Genius idea.
Well, there's also that.
No, I'm just kidding. It had a little bit of diversity, but not enough. Not enough to pull it off. I don't know how we got away with
it was a
that. I really
different time.
don't.
It was a
Yeah,
different time.
yeah. I should have not. Yeah. Anyway, we
Anyway.
did Circle of Life, and that's where I met her because we talked about this on Vulnerable. Raven, we were just changing backstage, and Raven was like, said something like, maybe I shouldn't say this, so we'll skip
Oh
this
no,
part.
say it.
I
The
don't know
dish,
if
everybody.
Raven said it or something, but we heard through the grapevine that she had got her boobs done. And we wanted to see them.
Sure.
So the first time I met her, she showed me her boobs, and they were fabulous, fabulous boobs.
I'm very impressed.
The end.
Yeah,
That's the first time I met her.
great.
She was lovely. She was so nice. Then I met her again at Tiger Cruise. We went to New York to this like
What
Tiger
is
Cruise
Tiger
event.
Cruise?
Tiger Cruise was this movie that came out on the Disney Channel with Hayden Panettiere, I want to say.
Yeah.
And there was like a big premiere in New York on a ship to promote it.
Sure.
And I met her there, and we had so much fun in this hotel room. You know,
Yeah.
because Disney put us up. We were like away from home and
Yeah.
our parents and I would only meet her for little bits, but we kind of felt robbed of a relationship because we've always had the same career. You know, she did Disney Channel, then I did Disney Channel. She did Beauty and the Beast, then I did Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, you had a lot of parallels.
Yes, she did Kim Possible, then I did
Beauty and the Beast on Broadway,
on
right?
Broadway. Yes, yes.
And that was your
Amazing.
Broadway debut.
That was my Broadway
right?
debut and my Broadway close.
Well,
Wait, how was?
you know what? I have to say, like, I geek out. I've geeked out on Christy. I'll geek out on you. Belle is like, first of all, on twofold. One, she's my princess. If I have to pick one, like that's
I could
my girl.
of course she's you.
I love Belle.
You're
but
very
also-
Belle.
Thanks, I'll take it. Not when I do that, but anyway. And also like Broadway's on my bucket list. I was a musical theater kid. That's how I started. So whenever you guys like talk about it,
Yeah.
I'm just like the little nerd in the corner, just being like,
What do you mean that's how you started?
Musical theater. I started in theater.
Oh, like in community theater
yeah,
at the
community
school.
theater, not New York, not Broadway.
Well,
but
I
like,
didn't start there either.
well, no, I mean, but there are those kids that are just that cool.
Oh yeah, yeah,
But-
yeah. Like
but-
Christy, she did Parade when she was
I
like
know.
12.
Like that's
Younger,
I
maybe.
was like in community theater in Texas.
Yeah,
So whenever I hear you guys talk about that, I just like my inner like theater geek is like, that's so neat. Like the older
very
kids
exciting.
get to do that. So how did that?
What's
come
your
to
favorite
be?
musical, David?
Uh,
You'd be a great Billy Flynn.
wait,
Oh, I
no.
could see that.
Who's that and what?
He's like, oh, I'm interested now.
Yeah, he's like, what?
Musical theater, I love it.
No, but it's funny that you guys are talking about Beauty and the Beast because Beauty and the Beast really kind of reignited Disney's film stuff. Like they,
Yeah.
Live action.
yeah,
Yes, yes, yes.
Well, no, not live action. Like the cartoon.
Oh, did it?
Like back
In
in
the
the day,
90s, yeah.
it was that
Reinvigorated
and-
it.
Yeah, and
Because it was that Lion King, like
Little
around both of
Mermaid.
those.
I think
around
those
Yeah.
are like the Renaissance Disney characters, you
Yeah.
know, Ariel, Belle.
can you do just a little of the when she starts walking through the town?
Little town, it's a quiet village. Are we on the right note?
Yeah.
Every day like the one before.
Okay, I think that's all the copyright will
Oh,
last.
come on! I love it. That was so.
I think what is it? What is it? We get 10 seconds, and that's about all.
yeah,
we can
right.
do.
But
Oh my gosh, it was terrifying being alone on stage when
I
the curtain comes up
bet.
on that part. It was terrifying.
Yeah.
I will tell you, Les Mis. Because I didn't do a lot of reading because I'm dyslexic, and I read that book for school, and going to see Les Mis was, and I could belt out the, when Jean Valjean is saying 40201 or
that
whatever.
sounded good.
But my cousin John was the understudy for
Jean
the
Valjean?
John DeLuise was the understudy for Jean Valjean.
Oh, no, really?
Yeah, and it's interesting. My dad, he was going on and he knew that he was going on. And in theater, like as an understudy, you never really know.
No.
But they told him. So my dad,
That's the hardest job in theater.
It was between going to like the president's dinner or going to see my cousin John, and he chose to go there, which was really sweet and it was amazing. But okay, so I digress. And I go back to your coming to America, and you decide.
Yes, me and Eddie Murphy together. It was
but
great.
you're deciding to be an actress now. Was it people in your family actors?
Ooh.
What started
Is this
that?
just what you ask everyone? Is this what you ask all your guests? How they got started?
Yes, we
what
ask
their
every
inspiration.
We
was.
ask everyone what brought you from Holland to become an actor in America. We ask every guest.
I guess that is kind of random. You know what I actually, I don't know. My mother was an avid theater goer. Avid. Saw all the good films, all the good theater, and even the crap stuff, although she didn't see anything too crappy. And my sister was a good singer and talent, and my father's a singer. But I came to America because my mother's really from New York, and I started in musical theater when I was young because she was very supportive of that, and I could always sing. What was the question again? Sorry, I got lost in myself.
Well, how about this? What was your, not theater, what was your first acting job, and how did you get an agent? Because nowadays it's really difficult to get an agent. Or back in the day, it was hard. You needed a job to get an agent, and you needed an agent to get a job. So it was tricky. So, like in the beginning, what was your?
Good. Oh God, it's so hard to think back. I mean, my mother was taking me to so many theater auditions. I was involved in community theater. I had seen my sister in a play called The Prime of Miss Jean Brodie, and she was just amazing. And I thought, oh, I could do that. And then she started taking me to auditions, and then I think they had an open call. I mean, I was doing a lot of theater, professional theater, and making money. I had my equity card when I was like 9, all around town. And then, honestly, maybe one of my first auditions, I had a friend, Courtney Draper, who was in The Jersey. Did you ever see The Magic Jersey on the Disney Channel?
Yes.
I remember that
The
one,
Magic Jersey.
Yes.
She was doing that, and then she said they're having auditions for this other thing. It was called Absolutely Psychic. I was telling Christy this when I was doing Vulnerable.
Yeah.
Anyway, my mom took me to like an open call for the Raven Show, which wasn't called that. It was called Absolutely Psychic at the time. And then I didn't get it. They hired someone else. I didn't get it. But eventually I got it. And I think because
Wait a minute. They did the pilot without you? And they did it with a different actor?
And then they did another episode with a different actor.
So they did 2 episodes and then were like...
the one that aired? You weren't in the...
No, that never aired.
Okay,
2 of them never
okay.
aired. The pilot and then the first
I was about to
episode
say, I
never
was
aired.
like, I remember seeing the pilot. You were
that's
in
a
the
lot
pilot.
of money to spend on 2 episodes and then shelve them.
It was.
Well,
I
I mean-
think something funny like this, you guys. The girl who came in, the role was not called Chelsea. It was called like Molly and then Emma. And one of the girls who came in did a British accent for Emma this whole time, and they loved her accent. And
But
then
in San Francisco?
I know, but they just loved her accent. Like she was some like kid from out of
Sure.
town.
They
or
gave her
something.
some...
made her seem different. But it was some weird story. I'm not remembering exactly correctly, but some weird story where she wasn't actually British and all of a sudden just dropped the accent like during rehearsals one day, and everybody was like,
She made
what?
a strong choice and then was like,
Well, she was pretending like she was British outside of the character as well. And one day during rehearsals, just like dropped the accent. And everyone was like, "Wait, what? What's going on?" I don't know, something like that.
That's
and
so
then
weird.
I don't know. I mean, I don't have any like receipts or anything, but I just heard that story at the very beginning. I was like,
You
"What?
don't audit me.
I didn't even want to talk about her too because I was like, I just hope they were paying me like weekly as a guest star for the whole first season.
Yeah.
Really?
Well, I thought
Fucking
Disney.
Disney.
No, but this is his thing.
Disney.
Whenever he talks about Disney, like being Disney, he
But that's
makes that
fucked
sound.
up.
I don't know about you, but I stopped doing New Year's resolutions this year in favor of New Year's intentions. And this year, I intend to smell amazing. And that kind of make people stop, go, ooh, what are you wearing? Kind of amazing. Thanks to Lumi, that's as simple as upgrading deodorants. Lumi is a game-changing whole body deo designed by an OBGYN to work not only on your pits, but also feet, privates, and everywhere else you get a little spicy smelling. No matter where you use it, Lumi is clinically proven to block odor all day long, all thanks to its one-of-a-kind pH-optimized formula, free of baking soda and parabens. I personally was amazed at how instead of just masking the scent and putting a strong scent over the BO, Lumi works by using mandelic acid to stop odor before it even starts. Plus, it works for 72 hours, which when I'm running around as a nurse in the emergency room for 12 hours, I need my deodorant to work overtime. And my personal favorite scents are the lavender sage and peony rose, and I switch back and forth depending on my mood. Make the switch to Lumi and make this year your freshest one yet from head to toe. Lumi Starter Pack is perfect for new customers. It comes with a solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice like a mini body wash and deodorant wipes, plus free shipping. New customers get $5 off Lumi Starter Pack with our exclusive code and link. Use code WIZARDS at lumideodorant.com, LUMEDEODORANT.com. One more time, as a special offer for listeners, new customers get $5 off a Lumi Starter Pack with code WIZARDS at lumideodorant.com. That equates to over 40% off your starter pack when you visit lumideodorant.com and use code WIZARDS. One more time to make sure you got it as a special offer to listeners. New customers get $5 off a Lumi Starter Pack with code WIZARDS at lumideodorant.com. That equates to over 40% off your starter pack when you visit lumideodorant.com and use code WIZARDS.
No, but that was I've told you this. That's what I thought, because the first season of Wizards, they brought me in originally, and I still kind of think that they brought me in under false pretenses, because they originally asked me back in Texas, and I was out of money. I was completely, because I completely funded coming out from Texas to LA on like one guest star that I booked a year. And so I was out. I had nothing left. So my mom was like trying to figure out how to tell me that I had to quit because I had nothing left to pay to come out here. And that's when Wizards came along. And they wanted to pay me as a recurring, which was a guest star every time, which was no money. And my mom was like, no, we can't afford it. And so they were like, well, okay, we'll come to the 21st floor and audition for Alex. And I was like, okay.
On the 21st floor.
The 21st
like,
floor.
What? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's like deeply ingrained in that green building in all of our brains.
Burbank.
In Burbank. But yeah, so, and my mom, and so we were like, okay, so, and they wouldn't pay for the flight until I booked it. And if I didn't, SOL. But then they handed me Harper last minute and I booked Harper, but they wanted to make her reoccurring and we told them no. And my agent was like, are you sure? Nobody says no to Disney. And my mom was like, yeah, we cannot afford it. Like we can't, because they wanted to do the same thing with me. They wanted to make me reoccurring.
Yeah, and the cost of living and everything.
No,
I mean,
we couldn't do it.
Yeah. I mean, it's a business. I know where this happens in other networks too. You know what I mean? Like,
so your first TV job was That's So Raven?
my first TV job was That's So Raven.
What the fuck?
But that's also, but it makes, I've talked to other people about this too, is it actually makes total sense to me that you went from theater to Disney, because not only do we have the live audience,
Of course.
but also that energy.
Of course.
There's
Just
such a
big.
heightened,
That's
like,
exactly what they wanted. They wanted somebody who
Yeah.
could match Raven's big comedy.
Yeah.
Somebody physically comedic. And I just remember I had done a lot of theater, and you asked me how I got an agent, and I'm sorry. I had just got an agent, and that agent sent me on this audition. An agency called the Bobby Ball Agency.
that sounds vaguely familiar.
God bless you.
Does it?
Yeah.
Right? How funny is that? And I don't know. I don't know if they're still in standing, but
That sounds like Donna Jean Goheen. I remember that was also like an agent that I think that was back in Texas, but I remember that was also a God bless you kind of name. Where you're like, what?
oh God,
You okay?
no, I know
yeah.
it's not funny. We're so old. You know, we're getting so old.
Where did you guys shoot?
Hollywood Center Studios.
Okay, so
Yeah,
the same.
you
we were
shot
at
there.
stage 4.
We were stage 4, and then we went to like what 3.5, 3/4,
Yeah, we
whatever.
moved. But you weren't there while we were there.
No,
No.
we
we
had
were-
left. Yeah, we
yeah.
had
Yeah.
left. Although we started at Sunset and Gower,
Uh-huh.
right
Yeah.
across
Which
from
is now
Roscoe's.
Netflix.
Which is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't
don't
even
think
know.
it's Netflix now. Maybe
Oh.
not.
I don't
But
know.
it's
I
where
remember-
Hannah shot.
We were right next to those. Remember Danny Bonaducci and
Of
Mario
course.
Lopez? That show.
Yes.
What was that show with those 5 guys?
Oh Jesus! And Mario Lopez.
Yes, like the other half or the other guys. Or
That was a very specific
You know what I'm talking about?
generation.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I do.
How old are we? I remember my mom would drop me off at like 5. Sorry, I'm sorry, but like that show, we can't even remember it, and it was like on for a while.
Yeah, it was
right,
on
like
for a minute.
25 years ago, right? That's a lot of years
Yeah,
ago.
it was a very specific era of television.
She was 5.
Yeah.
Okay, but I'm like 55 on the inside.
I
always have been.
understand,
Don't
but
want
I'm
to be
just
older.
saying,
Don't want to be older. No,
reference-wise,
I'm just
you know.
kidding. You want to be wiser. I
No,
get it.
I don't want to be older. I just came out of the womb with a cigarette and a martini. That's just how I came out in the world.
It's true.
That's why he and I
are
get
you
along.
still an alcoholic today?
Yes.
You poor thing. I just
that's-
constantly smell like olives.
That's why he and I get along. It's because he's like a big kid,
big-
and
I'm a
I'm
big kid, yeah.
like
You are,
a
David.
little old
Yeah.
lady on the inside. So
That's why.
Did you Did you watch Wizards? Did you like? Do you?
No, I knew this
you're
question
like,
was going to come up.
No, of
and I
course
thought,
she didn't.
I knew this
You
question
better
was
bet-
going to come up.
Well, I don't know. I mean,
David,
I watch
did you
it.
watch the generation of Disney after us?
Yeah, I'm
you
fucking
didn't.
checking out Good Luck Charlie and this. I wanted to direct more
but you
episodes,
did it
so
for
I looked.
selfish reasons.
Lab Rats and
I
that kind of stuff.
don't. I don't.
You never watched our show?
No, and I swear I'm
I
not just
love you.
saying this. Like I used to get so grossed out when people would say this, and I thought, "What are you doing? You need to look at your work." But I don't watch myself. I don't watch Raven's Home. I can barely get. Sorry, I can barely get through the script when we're doing it.
What the fuck did you just say?
My line. Yeah, you know. Come on. Isn't that what you're doing? You don't care what the kids are saying. I don't care.
Oh my god,
I don't care.
that's so funny.
Yes, of course.
Dead.
Yes.
Well,
I'm like,
it's a
okay,
different-
that's going to be an hour and a half.
Right, but it's a
That
different.
I'm not even going to have to come in on Thursday.
Oh my
What
god.
I used to call them during the show on the episodes where you like don't do much, I would call them Knucking Futz episodes because there was this old movie with
Knucking
David.
Futz, how
Yeah.
funny. You're very smart. You're very good with puns and
Thank you. I do love a good
wordage.
pun.
And you're a freaking nurse.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
That's
That's
amazing.
so cool.
I like to be tired. I like to be very tired
No.
and mentally
And-
unstable.
yeah.
What is the Knucking Futz from again?
Well, it's,
Yeah, sorry.
David Spade did a movie.
Oh, yeah.
David Spade, I love David Spade.
yeah, he's great.
He's always at Hollywood Center Studio.
Yeah.
My boyfriend, Jonna Wilson,
No, hi.
from I Love That For You and a million other shows.
Sorry,
is
we're
when we
just
drop
dropping.
names.
He's
We're dropping
doing,
names.
Yeah, we're dropping mics. Oh, is that what
Oh.
this is?
Yeah, it's dropping
Well, it's a
name.
wand and a
you
name dropper.
David always has a freaking wand on
Yes,
him.
he does.
Does he
Hello?
still do this bit?
Hello.
Every time. Yes. The answer is
My
yes.
bit.
Hello?
Yeah.
Hello?
I know you're being British.
It's so stupid. What the hell was
Your
I just
husband.
talking about?
You were
My
talking
husband.
about David Spade at Hollywood Center.
You jerk. Jonna Wilson is doing a show with David Spade right now called Snake Oil.
Oh, wow.
Yes, it's a game show. But I love David Spade. David Spade's so
He's
funny. He's good
hilarious.
with puns. Okay, sorry.
He is.
Continue with
No,
your story.
I was just saying, like, so it came out like early 2000s before Wizards, and it's Dickie Roberts' child star.
Yeah.
And his catchphrase when he was a child star was, "It's Knucking Futz," which of course is an anagram for "It's fucking nuts." So my episodes where I would come in and be like, "Alex, where are you going?" I'd be like, "Oh, it's my Knucking Futz episode," but I don't do anything.
Oh, yes. Silly,
I just
silly.
come
You should
in
watch
and do
the Dickie movie.
Roberts
It's
is
really
really
funny.
I know,
It
that
is very
sounds really
funny.
familiar to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was one of those like really good like early
SNL
2000s
sketches,
kind of.
yeah.
No, it was a movie. Yeah, it was a movie. that
Have
was
you
really
worked? Am I silly? Have you worked with your husband? Have you guys shot
calling him my
something?
husband.
No,
You
stop
are
it. It's
so-
important.
he knows-
Stop it. God, don't
Well,
put that kind of pressure.
Listen,
How long have you guys
I'll
been
tell you
together?
the.
We were
the
just at
since-
a party
Yes,
together,
but I'll
and
tell you the reason why I'm saying that is because you guys are perfect together. You guys should be together forever.
Aren't you divorced?
Yeah, but I'm married now.
Oh, that's
Oh, is
right.
mar- is
That's
marriage
right.
is
Second
bad?
one's a charm, I
But
guess.
David, you should know that every relationship has to take its journey
I
at its
understand.
time.
Okay,
Listen,
I apologize.
bro.
I'm sincerely sorry
You can
that
call
I
him my
called.
husband. I could care less if he's my husband. My left knee, my left
My
nut.
left
I don't
knee-
cut.
Okay,
Care.
Daniel Day, chill out.
Yeah,
My left foot.
I like him.
Oh,
He's
He's
a
very
keeper.
sweet.
well, then why don't you marry him,
Well,
David?
because I'm married.
Oh, that's right. No, I'm. What was I talking about? Oh,
I don't know. I
we were
love
just
that
at a
I
party.
threw you, though.
did,
It's
you
hard to
did.
throw you.
Okay, this whole table needs like ritalin hard. Like we just need to like aerosolize
Then
it.
we'd be
into-
I
so
need to
boring we
calm
would
down.
watch.
No,
Okay.
we wouldn't be boring. We just
I
be
think more
focused.
Ritalin. More Ritalin.
More.
Have
Does
you and your
anyone have any Ritalin?
boyfriend worked together?
Yeah, there
Oh,
you
that's
go.
what you asked. Yes, we worked together. We met on Raven's Home.
Did you really? What did he play?
Yes. David's so annoying because I saw him at a party recently and he met Jonna for the first time, my boyfriend. We told him this story. Really, my boyfriend ended up telling this story for
Where was I?
way too long of a time. I
You
mean,
were
he just
Was I
dancing
drinking in
somewhere.
the
I don't
corner?
know.
What
Yeah.
was I doing?
you were
But I
looking
love it. It's
gorgeous.
so
You look so
sweet.
That's
pretty
very
at that
sweet.
party.
Thank
We're not
you.
telling the viewers what party we're at. It's very top secret.
Jeez Louise.
It's
Okay, so
interesting
what's the
because you
story?
guys
How
were.
did- what character did he
He
play?
played my ex-husband, my criminal ex-husband, Garrett Grayson, who's the father of my son
Oh,
on
we've
the
done
show.
this scene in AGB. We've done this scene before.
Oh yeah,
We have.
and AGB is Actors Giving Back, where we all teach.
Where we're teachers,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
our
'Cause-
true passion
'cause I-
after podcasting, of
No,
course.
this makes sense because I can't. No, because the scene is like we do the scene where because in the class we do scene study, and so there's a scene where
Oh, you guys do scene study in your classes?
Yeah.
Wow.
No, but there's a scene where like, the kid's like, I'm sorry I got mad, but your dad's not a great guy.
and
now I realize why the dad's not a great guy.
We do scenes.
Thank you for putting those pieces together.
Yeah, you got it after 18 years at the school.
Jesus.
No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, that's what that scene's about. It's a little different than what's aired, but
sure.
Yeah, it's a lovely scene actually.
But you guys worked together, but not until after you were done working together did he pursue.
Right?
You guys,
Did he pursue
right?
me? Yeah, we were working
Well,
together.
that's professional. That's
Yes, it was
respectable.
professional. And nice. It was like we kind of, by the time we actually went on our first date, we had already become friends because of the show. But it was like, really undeniable chemistry. We really wanted to be around each other.
Yeah.
That kind of
I
feeling.
feel like that's always the way to do it, is to be friends first and then
And how do you
transition
meet?
into-
That's where you meet people. You meet people at work or through friends, right?
I-
I don't know
I'm-
where else to meet someone.
I met Yulia through a friend, and it was really nice because she lived in Germany and I lived here. And I was like, we're never going to date. This is never going to happen. So we
Famous
got to
last
know
words.
each other, and we got to be friendly, and we got to, it was really nice because there was no pretense to it. There was no like, what do you check these boxes off? Is this right? Is that right? And it just happened, and it was organic, which is, there was no swiping left or right or whatever.
Right.
It-
Oh,
it
I've
was-
never done that.
There was no.
I
I mean,
hate
the
it.
reason
I
I
hate
say
it so
swiping
much.
left or right is because when I was on those websites and I was trying to find a relationship,
Farmersmeat.com.
Farmers.
Farmers meet. Is that something how cute?
Yes, there's all very specific
I love
dating
that.
sites and
Yeah,
stuff.
that makes sense.
But
Yeah,
I
that's fun.
do like the fact that you get to know someone before the are we dating?
But I mean, I feel like that's the best way to do it because there's no pretense. There's no, this is my best foot forward.
Right,
This is
but
me
listen,
trying to be impressive.
okay, so but
bullshit,
if I may, I was going to go to Europe and visit my daughter who was going to take a dance class there, and our mutual friend said, "Oh, my friend Yulia who lives in Berlin is coming into town. You should meet her to get some heads up on Europe." You know what I mean? Heads up on Berlin. And the whole reason I was going to Berlin is because everything was not really working out with me and the females in the United States.
Okay.
It was not happening. So I was like, I'm going to go. I love a woman, the mentality in Europe is a little different.
Yes, of course.
So, but it's as opposed to going there, she came here and then we met. And I love you, Yulia.
Oh,
They're very cute together.
Oh, I love
Yeah.
that. I know I've never really been with you together. I've never met her. Yeah.
But you will.
Yeah.
I
You
feel like
will.
maybe on a Zoom or something once I saw her, but yeah.
Yeah. No,
She's a
very
real
sweet.
person, everybody.
No,
she's
she-
real.
she is. She just
She's a
has
lot.
life,
Yeah,
and
I
she
saw
doesn't
her.
follow
Don't worry,
you
guys. I
around.
saw her. I can vouch.
No, she's so kind of circling back because I know we're very all over the place.
Well,
just
that's
as a group
this
of
is the
people.
all over the
No,
place
it isn't. We're
podcast.
Talking about boys and
We're
girls
talking
and
about-
relationships and love.
Um,
I love talking about love. I really got what I asked for. He's so silly and emotionally available. I've never been with an actor before, but I love him. He's so
I see
nice.
how.
That should be the
Yeah.
only requirement in finding somebody. He's super nice to
long
And
have
me.
you
does
guys
he
been
make you
together?
laugh? Making
3.5
you laugh, I
years?
think, is
Makes me.
important.
Oh yeah, we have fun together. We have the same idea of fun.
best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the best when they make you laugh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's great. He's so nice.
Yeah, yeah.
This episode of Wizards of Waverly Pod is brought to you by HelloFresh. With HelloFresh, you get farm-fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and seasonal recipes delivered right to your doorstep. You can skip going to the grocery store. HelloFresh makes cooking at home easy and fun. Yeah, this time of year, everyone's looking to ramp up their eating habits. Well, look to HelloFresh for over 30 calorie-smart and protein-smart recipes each week. Turn to HelloFresh's lineup of quick and easy meals, including 15-minute recipes designed to minimize stress at home while you're cooking. Well, one of the things I love to do with my wife is cook meals at home. It's very private, it's very intimate, it's very delicious. Until our dog Tony wants some HelloFresh meal at home. He's just sitting there at the table begging, as he shouldn't. Now, go to HelloFresh.com/wizardsfree and use code wizardsfree for free breakfast for life. One breakfast item per box while subscription is active. That's free breakfast for life at HelloFresh.com/wizardsfree with code wizardsfree. America's #1 meal kit. It's magical. What's your favorite job that you've ever done?
That's a good question. I was trying to make a joke.
I stumped.
Pass.
Okay, well let me ask you this: what was it like auditioning to be Belle? I mean, did you?
Okay, that was not my favorite job. It was great. Auditioning was terrifying. Although I had prepared my whole life doing theater for that. I thought, well, they think a Disney star is going to come in and be mediocre, and I came in and I wasn't.
You have
but
a
it was
beautiful voice.
Thank
Yeah.
you,
Yeah.
thank you. I do.
Owning it is good. It's true.
I do.
For people who can't see right now,
She's just
there's a very
basking in the
stoic
compliment.
face happening.
I do.
So, but it wasn't fun auditioning for it.
Well, no, it was fun auditioning. I mean, it was terrifying. There were so many people in the room, but I was like, oh, they're already on my side. But the show, I told Christy this, the show was closing and everyone was losing their job. After 13 years, there had been cast members who had been in it from the beginning and they were just sad and depressed. And, you know, my costumes were like hanging on by a thread. They're like,
Oh, geez.
you know, my wig was from somebody, the understudy before me. It was fine. It just was like sad. It was
It's just
sad.
like moving into a house that's foreclosing.
Yes, it was like a
Yeah.
little depressing. I thought it was going to be like amazing, but
How long did
turns
you-
out all musical theater is amazing. Like musical theater in Texas is sometimes has more money and more talent than stuff you see on Broadway and in New York. You know, so I thought it was going to be some crazy amazing thing, and it was really just like everything else.
Yeah. Well, but I feel like it's like everything, right? You have this
Yes.
like built up thing in your brain.
Expectations
and then you
and
get
resentments
there.
waiting to happen.
Exactly. It's like what is it? There's a great
That's good.
sequence in 500 Days of Summer where it's that like split screen where it's expectation and reality. You have like this idea of what something's going to be versus what the reality is.
But
Great movie.
And there's beauty in both.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's a little painful when you realize what the reality is and how it misses the mark of what you thought it was going
Oh,
to be.
I just cry every day about my reality.
Jesus Christ, Lord.
How long was the run?
I only did it for like 4 months.
Oh, that's a long
Still.
time.
I said, oh, you think
And that's
a long
seven.
time?
That's
shows a
seven.
week?
8 shows
That's
a
a
week.
lot.
I did, and I was dating this real jerk of a guy too, who was like long distance. Who I was
How
like,
old were you at the time?
23.
That's when you date jerks.
That's when you date jerks. Oh, what a jerk! He was such a jerk.
I'm still doing it, and I'm just
no,
turned 30.
Jennifer, don't
Hey,
say. Are you serious?
just
You
dated-
need to
No,
make sure.
I
this
don't
is-
date any
no, no.
jerks.
I just
I'm
dated
saying.
my-
She said she dates jerks.
I
know.
just,
Fix
I
that.
just dated my last one at the end of my 20s. I'm now 30. I'm
I
not
think
gonna
there's
do
a
it
turn
anymore.
happening for Jennifer Stone.
I'm
And
going
you
to
know-
either
And
die
another
alone
a
or not
stone
date another.
will be turned.
Yes,
Oh my
and
God.
it just
You're
comes
both
with
fired. There's the door.
getting to know yourself and getting to be okay with who you are, not needing anyone else.
Yeah.
And Jen is Jennifer. How you feeling?
I feel fine.
See,
Yeah,
she's
I'm
fine.
No, I left my last asshole in my 20s, and
Yes.
now I'm done.
Good,
Yeah.
good. Be done
I
with
dated
them.
plenty of them, so I'm
Look,
done.
we don't need men,
the
okay?
second you see them do something not nice,
yeah.
done.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
so for the people out there, what was a jerk move? What was something?
Like I don't know, like anything simple. Like I remember once this ex guy, or my ex before Jono actually, decided to put up a light, change a lamp while the Tonys was on. And I just asked him nicely if he could wait
Knock it
till
off.
after the Tonys
Yeah.
were over. And he just flipped out on me. Really just flipped out on
that's
me.
nice.
So that would be an example.
Did you
I really was like, I appreciate you're doing this thing for us in our
Yeah.
home, but just wait. And then, you really just got so mad. And you're like, oh, you can't control your temper. So,
Lovely.
but I stayed with him, I was like, oh, I don't know why I let that go.
Yeah. No, I had something like that with my most recent ex, where it was our 1 year anniversary, and I said to him, and this was the moment that I should have said, "Get the fuck out of my house," but I didn't, and I stayed because I think I was so taken
Your
aback.
cats didn't like him, right? Or is it a
No, they
different one?
didn't. They didn't. Rightfully so. Which is a huge sign. But anyway, because I think animals are much more intuitive than people, because we ignore stuff we should ignore.
Right.
But anyway, so I
We
said
do.
to him, I was like, oh, we've been dating for a year, and this is after I've met his family. Like we've talked about the future, like all this kind of stuff. I was like, this is a year since we started dating, and he goes, oh, you mean a year since we started fucking?
What?
And I went,
Check, please.
okay.
But interesting that he tallied up the days since you guys started fucking. So he did remember some sort of anniversary. You got to give
I'm like, you know what's weird is
You
I
gotta give him
don't,
that. I'm
I
just
don't meet the family members of the people I'm just hooking up with.
Oh my
but-
gosh. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't like him.
So vulgar.
Yeah.
So vulgar.
Yeah. So,
But it's so funny.
but-
It's like this. That's so mean. It hurts your feelings,
Yeah.
right? So
Well,
mean to say that.
looking back at
and
it, it was
why? What
something-
if you actually did something not nice? Like, what if you
Yeah.
actually messed up or something? What would he do then? You know?
Well, but and looking back at it, it was something of him trying to put a wedge in it because he was trying to move on, and he was trying to distance.
Yeah, he was
so
trying to
he-
dump you, girl. That sounds like a
No,
dump.
He did you a favor ultimately
He
by
did. He did. He saved me a lot of
by
time,
being himself,
a
so
lot
you
of
could
time
get out
and
of it,
effort. So getting away from that and circling back, because I mean, we are not a relationship podcast, believe it or not.
What?
I know.
What?
We are a Disney rewatch podcast. So you and I, we talked a little bit at the beginning of how you and I were both redheaded sidekicks instead of redheaded stepchildren.
Yes.
What do you think helped? What do you think is the key, the secret sauce to being like a sidekick that people gravitate towards?
Oh, good question. Well, like I was saying at the beginning, we're the character. We get to do the character roles, right? So maybe we're not the leading lady or man, although I've done that in my life too. I have much more fun playing the character roles. Yeah. And I think those are the more offbeat ones, and I think that's most of society, right? Most of us are not normal. I'm doing air quotes, whatever that means anymore. We gravitate to the imperfections. I mean, Chelsea, my character on Disney Channel, was always so glass half full.
Yeah.
Saw the best in her friends. Really saw the good before the bad.
Yeah.
And loved our friends, right? Like we're sort of diehard for our friends first. I guess that's why they liked us.
I think no, I agree with that, because I think also too with Harper, I think with the friends on Disney shows is it always is like the friend everyone hopes for. Like when the chips are down, that's the person who's going to be there. That's the person who's going to love you no matter what.
Well, the
and that's what I think
unconditional
is,
love,
the
right?
unconditional love, and the friend that understands you, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And that's what I think is so beautiful about those characters. And I don't know if fans have said this to you, but I've had a lot of fans come up to me and say, like, you helped me to embrace my eccentricities and my quirks and like what's weird about me. And I think that's so special, is because those character actors are not this more streamlined, the like whatever, that it does help people that maybe aren't the cookie cutter vanilla what have you. Even though I feel like both Alex and Raven on our show were not the cookie cutter girls either.
No.
But I felt like it just addressed a different kind of person, which was really beautiful. So it showed like let people see themselves in a lot of different shades, which was really nice. You know what I mean?
And not take themselves too seriously.
Yeah.
I think my character never had to be right about anything. And I think a lot of times we're striving to be right than just happy. And I was really just having fun with her, having fun with my friend. Also, my character was an activist, and that was a big deal, especially for the time, you know.
Yeah.
And not to mention Raven's activism just by being who she was.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the race aspect and the female form, the body, and then I was doing all of my food and environmental vegetarian activism on the show. So that's why I think Disney did a good job.
Yeah.
They did.
Sometimes.
How was it like revisit? So you got to, because I mean, we were revisiting Wizards as like a rewatch, but you actually got to.
I love that you're doing that.
No,
What's
yeah.
that like?
It's fine. I'm watching myself and I can't remember what I did.
And did you watch yourself back then? Like when you're watching now, are you like?
Yeah, I mean, Jen did not watch at all. She only watched.
Why don't we watch?
Because I was a perfectionist. No, it's not that I didn't need to. I was.
There's no changing it now, though, right? It's like
no.
But you only watched the playbacks,
No,
right?
I only watched the playbacks on tape nights because I was like a perfectionist to a fault, to the point where I would beat myself up, like flog and everything.
Right.
To the point that now I've gotten away from that as an adult, and also too, it really helps to have like 10 years distance from it. But yeah, so there's a lot of episodes I haven't seen. So some of it I'm just watching for the first time.
Which is fun. And I did watch myself back then. I watched the show and I directed episodes and I wanted to know what was going on, what was behind it, how it cut together, when the master went to the coverage, all that stuff, you know. So it was interesting to me. And also now I'm watching it and I'm laughing. My wife is like, "What's happening?" I'm laughing at myself.
And his wife was laughing at him.
Did you watch?
This show?
No, that's So Raven.
No, she was like, she's already.
We know you didn't watch Wizards. We know.
Sorry, stop asking me about your fucking show.
Did you watch your show?
No.
You didn't?
No. And I didn't even have the Disney Channel. We didn't have the Disney Channel at my house. I had like 7 stations. We didn't have cable. And then later on, I mean, no, like the quotes maybe because you see them, but no. And honestly, I always took it so not seriously. When somebody would come up and be like, "Your show was so good, it changed things." I was like, it was a silly show. I looked at it like, and then every now and then I see something and I'm like, oh my gosh, we're talking about serious stuff here.
Yeah,
Like serious. And wow, we're making really big, heavy jokes for young people. Yeah. And I didn't appreciate that then. But no, I didn't watch. I don't know why. Honestly, whenever I watch, I do have that girl thing. Like when I would watch the playbacks, I'd just be like, how thin do I look? Like that's all I was kind of paying attention to. And I always hate the way I do the lines. I never like the way I do anything.
But I also think it's a weird, it's like hearing your voice on the phone where you're like, what? That's what I sound like? It's just a weird thing.
I don't mind.
You love yourself. It's okay.
I mean, but you guys like yourselves, don't you?
Guess.
Come on.
Honestly, between the takes that I give and the takes they end up using, I'm like, that pisses me off. But I know it's not about that. It's about that it looked the best, or somebody came. Yeah, the other things that aren't in my control. And also, I think I'm too loud and too big so often, and I think, wow, I'm doing every line the same. That's kind of how I feel.
I'm going to agree to disagree with you because I don't feel that way. But I think it's something too where like I've had to really work hard because like I said, I used to like pick apart every performance I ever did. Yeah. I've had to really work hard on being able to distance myself and go, it's a piece of art. Not that I'm calling my work a piece of art, but my point of saying that is the fact that you have to release it and let it go and let it belong to other people. It doesn't belong to me anymore.
Exactly, and that's why I don't watch it. Honestly, I look at myself and I think, I don't believe a word that's coming out.
Well, you're
of
too
your
close
mouth.
to it. That's
I guess.
why.
But I'm like, who is that?
Because you live with you all the time.
Who is that? So, but with the new machination of the show,
Yes.
what did that? Did you get a phone call?
Oh, that was great.
How did that come to be?
Honestly, I was in New York, living in New York, wasn't working out. I was auditioning for a lot of theater, and it just wasn't working out. I wasn't booking anything. And then Raven just literally called me. And actually, this was soon after my mom died, and I was pretty upset about that. Things just weren't great. And she just called me, and she was like, "You want to be back on TV? You want to be back on Disney Channel?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she's like, "Okay, girl, but it's going to be different. It's not going to be about us. It's going to be, about the kids." And I was like, "I don't care, girl. I'll be background." And she's like, "And this," she's like, "You can get." And there's not a lot of money, so you got to get your lawyer in this. I was like, I don't care. I don't care.
Yeah. Well, and you guys were SAG.
We were
and
SAG.
And then when you came back, you were what we were, which was AFTRA.
Right.
Because they used to make money on Disney.
Yeah, we did. We were SAG.
On their generation, they made.
You fucking asshole.
We were the last SAG people.
I love you and I hate you all at the same time.
What you don't know is their generation of Disney was the last. I think Sweet Life was the last show before they went to Sweet Life on Deck. Because I remember talking to the boys about this.
Yeah,
they were the last SAG show. Yeah. Before they went to AFTRA, and then once they switched to AFTRA, you made nothing.
Yeah.
Oh,
I know.
Nothing.
Not
like,
of course, not nothing. I mean,
yeah, but comparatively to what I had worked for, for my quote, I was making 1/4 the amount.
Yeah, I had friends that were on like Phil and like the other shows in that generation.
But I enjoyed being on the television show. Yeah, it's fun to be on television. So
these are champagne problems.
They are.
Sure.
Yeah, they really are. To be honest, I was working in restaurants. When Raven called me, I was working in restaurants in New York. I was working at a place called Salvation Burger, which is actually a fabulous restaurant, April Bloomfield's restaurant. But it was better than that. You know what I mean? I was
even nursing. I look at nursing is the hardest job I have ever done in my entire life. It is an incredibly hard job, and I look at what I got paid to do what I love and get to play and play pretend as an adult, and then nursing, and I get paid not even remotely close.
But you're giving
back.
Now
I feel like an asshole.
It challenges your brain, your mind in such different ways.
It's rewarding in other ways, but it's just so eye-opening in society. Because like my brother's a high school history teacher. But the thing is it just is crazy to me in perspective of all of it, of like what society rewards and like how I had no concept at the time. And this is why I snap it back into perspective of the fact of like, yes, in perspective of the industry, yes, Disney doesn't pay a lot, but in the real world, it's still good fucking.
Yeah, that's like, are you talking about Disney Marvel? They pay a lot. Disney's big.
Yeah. Different phases of Disney are different. Yeah. But like I said, sometimes in the grand scheme of things, if you're talking about a waiting job, if you're talking about it's a
kids network. Disney Channel's a kids network. You know, so working there as an adult is a different story. But that was an amazing call. Amazing.
So this was 8 or 9 years ago, right?
That got this call about Raven's
Yeah.
Yes.
And Disney Plus hasn't happened yet. So when did you're on Disney Plus now, right?
Are you guys I have no idea.
I feel like I think you are.
I love you.
Are we?
You're like, whatever. I don't give a
fuck.
I
just wondering what you're going to bring up. Are you going to bring up residuals?
No, there's no residuals on Disney Plus.
On Disney Plus,
that's what we're having a problem with.
While they're talking about striking and all that kind of stuff, is because it's not right. It's not right that they put something out there and we don't get residuals just because our contracts were done.
Well, it's the same thing politically where you stand. It's like, the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. It's the same system and all of those.
It's
CEOs.
healthcare. Healthcare is the same
exactly.
thing. You know
I
what
just
I mean?
need to clarify one thing to the fans. I'm not complaining about the money. The only thing that I'm saying is I worked my ass off to get to a certain quote. And then Disney just was like, fuck you and your quotes to everybody.
Oh, yeah. They're
You know
able
what I
to
mean?
do it.
And like Jen said, nobody says no to Disney. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's just you say yes.
Except for what, Scarlett Johansson or?
Oh yeah, what happened
But
with that?
Marvel.
She's
She
suing them,
can
right?
afford to,
Of course.
But I get it at the same time. So that movie, the Black Widow movie, was being built up for 10 years. For 10 years that she was working with the Avengers and Marvel, and then in that 10 years, the whole Disney Plus didn't exist and all this kind of stuff.
Right.
They released it during COVID. They released it not only a theatrical, but also on not Apple TV. Which is also owned by Disney.
Disney Plus.
But on Disney Plus. It's all owned by Disney.
It's crazy.
And then they called it a failure because it didn't make the box office money. And she's like, how can you call it a failure when you gave it? Of course, no one's going to go see it. It's the pandemic.
Right.
And you're releasing it for people can see it at home.
Yeah.
Why are you calling this a failure? I've worked a decade of my life to make this movie.
Well, Scarlett,
And you know what I mean?
Scarlett, I saw it in the theater, Scarlett. How you doing? I
No,
love
but
her and her
nice of
husband.
you.
But she
Who does the Saturday Night Live, right?
Colin Jost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
I love
adorable
her.
together.
No,
They seem happy.
But what
she
happened
had
with
a
that
case.
is she's
They
suing.
settled out of court.
They settled out of
But
court.
Disney always settles out of court.
To be honest, I bet it's fine. I bet she does another Marvel movie or
Probably.
something else. I
I'm
bet
very
at some
curious.
point,
Yeah.
they'll
But I
Disney
understand.
forgives.
Yeah, but I understand why she was upset because the thing is like that's
Of
a
course.
lot of work, and I think
I totally understand too.
I think it's. I was explaining this to my brother with the writer's strike because my brother was like, I think he feels the way a lot of people who aren't in the industry feel, which is like, oh, these greedy people, they make so much money, and it's like, okay, first of all, the people in the industry, there's a very few amount of people who make a lot of money, and then everyone else is just trying to pay their bills. And I explained it to him this way. I said, imagine working your job as a teacher.
Oh gosh.
But you only get paid for summer school.
Yeah.
So you're working all year.
Well, he can imagine because I'm sure his pay is not.
No,
it
his
should
pay
be.
is not for the work he puts in. He does not get what he should.
Right.
Did he understand
No,
when you said
the
that?
moment that I said, imagine working all year and you only get paid your salary as if you worked for summer school, and he goes, okay, that makes sense. Because I said, imagine that.
Exactly.
I said,
He's on our
imagine
side now.
the bulk of what you
Yeah.
you do, you don't get paid for that work,
Right.
and you get paid a small percentage of what you actually do. And he was like, okay, that makes more sense.
It's always so interesting to me too. Like a writer will write a film, and then the writer's not allowed to be on set or around or anything. You know what I mean? It's like you sell this and you move on. You know, I guess
I'm not sure if you know this, but David directed a few episodes of
I
Wizards.
did direct.
And I was
it.
just going to ask you, what that was like. Honestly, when I was on set doing Raven's Home, the amount of people who asked me when I was going to direct, if I wanted to
Have you
direct.
ever had an interest?
Absolutely not. I have zero interest in that. I thought, isn't being a triple threat enough? Isn't being a singer,
You don't want to
actress,
be a
dancer?
quadruple threat?
Oh my gosh! I'm like, I got to produce my own crap and shit. No, I don't want to direct. I have no idea what I'm doing. I don't want to have to tell other people what they're doing and have all the answers. Hell no. Although, the more and more people you see direct, you think, well, maybe I should direct this sucker. Maybe I should direct because this motherfucker doesn't know what the hell they're doing.
I understand that, and I did a movie actually. It was called RoboDoc, and David Faustino was in it, and the director, I don't
It was in
remember
the
his name,
awards circuit.
but it was it was like a National Lampoon thing or whatever.
Oh my God, no one can see Jennifer's face, but she was like, it's terrible.
It was called
awful.
RoboDoc.
It was awful. It was a National Lampoon kind of movie
Oh, I love
thing.
that. Wait, no, so it was a robotic doctor.
Yeah,
Okay.
and
Just like AI will be in the future.
it was interesting because I went there and they had offered me the part, and I went in, and the director came up and gave me a note before I had even started, and he walked away, and then the producer came up and gave me a note, and I was like, So I got the director and the producer together, and I said, hey guys, you hired me to do my job. Let me do my job, and then you guys, the two of you, talk. And then one of you comes over and talks to me. How about that?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
they were contradicting
Yeah,
themselves.
oh,
And
gosh.
I don't remember the director's name, but watching him direct that movie, I was like, holy fuck, I could direct this movie. I had faith in myself that I could direct because,
He was so shitty.
yeah.
Well, exactly. I don't direct because I don't really care or have any interest in cameras, the technology of them. I could care less. It bores me to absolute pieces. But I do love the conversation of the lines and the script and
Have you written stuff?
and the emotion. No, not besides jokes. No. But the reason why I probably don't watch myself on TV is because no one ever really directs me or helps me the fuck out. No one helps me with a line. Nobody says, hey, you're coming in too big here. Yeah, you've been doing this character forever. But maybe you don't know that actually, now that it takes place in Chicago and not San Francisco, that, I don't know, you wouldn't be eating that, or that wouldn't be your prop. Or there's no one helping me out saying, actually, you've done the line the same kind of 3 times. Maybe let's try it out. No one, they think we know. And with theater, it's hands-on. These directors are really helping you through the story. The time period, if the woman would cross her legs or uncross her legs, really the exact dialect of British. It's not overall British, it's RP British. And that doesn't happen with TV, or at least not with comedy anymore.
Yeah.
It's a shame. It's a shame. I need help. I love help. I love when somebody gives me the answers. I don't have the answers.
I'm going to tell you something right now. What you're doing is great. You're successful. It's happening.
This is not what she wants. She wants direction. She wants to be challenged.
I understand, but
like right now, what I'm doing is great. No, I love this direction. Thanks, David. Tell me, what's my angle? Okay, where do I look now? What do you think now? What do you think now?
Oh my God, you're so funny. You're so funny.
You're so funny, David.
Well, but
you're so funny.
Thank you.
You're exactly right.
I like that. Take the compliment, right?
Exactly. Yes, I'm so much better at that than I've ever been.
Yeah,
I'm really good at it now.
It is really a skill, because I also feel like too, like you're. Especially like as women, you're taught to be like, no, not me.
Yeah, you're supposed to
just
deflect.
Just say thank you.
When I was doing Wizards, I was having a great time and it was fun. But one of the reasons why I did it was because it was like the best type of 9-to-5 job that you can have as a grown-up. And I had kids, so I got to take my kids to school, go to work, and then sometimes I'd even be able to pick them up from school.
Or bring them to set with you.
Yeah, or bring them to set, which they didn't love. But they're going to, work with dad. But it was the best kind of 9-to-5 actor job that I could have, which is wonderful. And I know are you having fun shooting the new show? Or you're enjoying yourself, even though you're like, I don't have to work Thursday and only half day Friday.
Wait, what new show do you mean?
Well, because you're not doing Raven's Home anymore?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I didn't know if you're talking about Big Name
I'm
Bitches.
sorry. I apologize. No, I thought
it's okay.
You were still filming.
No. I was fired from that show.
What?
Yeah. So wait
what the fuck?
That's why I was not bringing it up.
It's okay. It's all right. I mean, that's what happens all the time. It's a business.
I was fired from a show, the Christina Applegate show. I did a season and
what
then they
show?
fired
Which
me. It was
one?
called Jessie. It was on between
I
Friends
remember
and Frasier.
Jessie. Yes.
Yeah, and I got fired from that.
Oh, no.
But you know what was great?
Was it a guest star or a series regular?
No, it was a series regular. I played her
David,
brother.
I'm so sorry.
But here's the thing. Bright Kaufman Crane, the producers of Friends, did that. And when Marta Kaufman called me and fired me or didn't option me for the second season, I was like, I can't wait to be successful.
Totally. Kaufman. Gosh,
I
you see that
can't wait.
name everywhere, right? On Friends.
No, but it's interesting because I say that, but I really did appreciate the fact that I lost that job because it gave me, it gave me a lot of energy to go and get the next job.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I didn't take it too personally. And anyway, I'm still working for Disney. I'm doing the Disney Princess concert, and
which is amazing. I've seen you on Instagram. You guys, it's so wonderful.
And I'm with other women that are so supportive and lovely, and we tour. I mean, I've been all over the world, really, and I'm still going to be going all over the world.
What's your favorite place that you've been?
Honestly, well, I went to Dubai to do a show, and then after that, I kept it going, and I went to Bali, which we weren't working in Bali, but it was amazing. Bali, I recommend that to anybody.
Yeah,
going to a hut over the clear ocean kind of thing, like that kind of thing?
Yes, we did like a hut-like situation in Ubud, which is the jungle area. It's that stands for medicine.
Did you go solo or with Jono?
No, I went with Jono. It was absolutely magical.
Not your husband.
Not my husband. My absolute not husband.
Her left knee.
My lover. My partner. My left knee. Exactly. And it was amazing. And then we went to Jimbaran Bay, which is the more sunny Indian Ocean part of Bali. I would recommend it, and you can do it so cheap. Really, anyone can do it. A college student can do it.
Vacationing and having fun is a wonderful thing. I was very lucky to be successful younger, and so I could vacation. So Yulia and I, prior to the
You've
pandemic,
been Carmen San Diego.
Yes,
Where
we went,
in the world is David DeLuise?
Oh my God!
It's true.
But it's
Literally,
interesting.
you tell me, and I was like, "Where are you?" You're always in like some other
people
place.
are like, I don't know where you are. What country are you in? But it was interesting how people almost got mad at me for, and I was like, well, wait a minute. Aren't we all working so that we can vacation and we can go to Bali and do these things?
Yeah, and
you
to
know?
become better human beings with
Yeah.
more empathy and understanding of the world and culture to bring back to our art and our creativity, of course.
Okay, so what is your show called again?
The Disney Princess Concert?
No,
The Big Name
your
Bitches.
podcast.
I love that you don't remember it. This is not
No, it's
good
a
news.
it's
not
Big
ringing.
Name
It's not
Bitches.
catchy. It's not.
Big Name
trying to get you to
Bitches.
say
Am I
it.
right?
You know,
Say
it's
it
called
so
Big
well.
Name Bitches, but you know what my girlfriend keeps calling it?
What?
My girlfriend Anna White, she keeps calling it. When are you gonna do the big mouth bitches? When are you doing the big mouth bitches? Finally, she sent it to me in a text, BMB, and I thought, well, this bitch thinks it's really called the big mouth bitches. I had to tell her. I said, girl, it's called the big mouth. It's Big Name Bitches because we're household names. I don't care what you say, and we have big ass names, right?
love
I have
that.
4 names.
Christy is such a wonderful mother, a wonderful person.
And a wonderful
She's so
entrepreneur,
great.
really.
Yeah.
A wonderful businesswoman, and she's got such drive, her and Brendan,
Yeah.
right?
I'm exhausted. Just being
exhausted.
around them.
I know. I even tried to hang out with her at the party, and she just was, so good at introducing
Buzzing.
people, buzzing, and
Buzzing.
introducing people, making
Yeah.
connections.
Yeah.
Really,
Yeah.
really has everyone's best interest at heart. I think that's so wonderful.
Yeah.
She knows.
Welcome to the Podco family.
Thank you. I feel so
For
welcome.
Thank
those
you.
who aren't familiar with the show, how would you break
Oh,
it
yeah.
down?
The
for
Big Name
people?
Bitches?
Yes.
Oh my God. I would describe it as brunch with your bitches, your favorite bitches that you grew up with in the Disney Channel. Sort of not afraid to delve into the past but also talk about our futures and our parallel paths in our business. We're doing interviews as well.
Nice.
We're
Would you
gonna
like
play
to
some
interview
games.
anybody?
Oh my
No,
that looks like
I
us?
can't think of a
No,
single
you know,
soul.
I'm drawing
I
a
can't
blank.
think of anyone.
Who's someone like would be like your dream if you could have anybody on the show? Who would it be?
Oh my gosh, so many people. Barbara Streisand? No, that's
Yes,
not, of course.
Barbara.
I mean, there's a million people. I'm listening to so many podcasts now. It's so interesting to know the
What are you
guests.
listening to?
I'm listening to Wiser Than Me right now with Julia
Yeah, Louis Dreyfus. Yeah,
She's
yeah.
a genius.
I'm actually listening to like all different ones so I can sort of bring my research to our podcast because
Right.
we are a certain age group and we are talking to our musical theater fans, our LGBTQ community and beyond. And then, of course, talking to young people who probably have their own children now. We're really going to talk about the opposites of her having children in a family and me not and sort of being the same age.
Different life choices.
So basically, what are you not going to talk about? Because you're talking about everything.
We're going to be talking about, are we going to have mocktails, a new mocktail for every episode?
Yeah. That's how Christy and I first met making mocktails.
Oh, did you? Where? Doing what? Where?
At her old place when they both lived in California.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah,
How
that's
cute.
how I met
Yeah,
her
where
and
did you
Christy
meet
and Brendan.
first? Where did you first meet,
Yeah,
Christy?
it was in Christy's kitchen. We made mocktails
Oh,
for
the
New Year's
kitchen,
Eve.
yes.
Yeah.
When she was doing the
Yeah.
cooking show. Me too. Well,
And I met them through Jen doing this.
Oh, okay, great. Gosh, this is a small world.
Thank you so much for coming and being here.
Do you wanna
we
do a
really
crystal ball
appreciate.
question?
Oh yeah, shit.
Ooh, crystal.
Hold on.
Oh yeah, shit.
Sorry. And
You
I'm
guys
going
should
in
see this
deep.
crystal
I'm going
ball.
into-
It's so
it's-
crystally.
Yeah,
It's so
crystally
big.
and bally.
God,
And there's crystal in it. Just kidding.
No. Doesn't
Are
really
these
fit.
fortune cookies? I mean, this looks
Kind
like a
of.
fortune cookie.
It's a
You're
little
going to tell me my
cookie.
fortune.
Your magic numbers
Are.
are no. Okay. If you had to invent your own spell using part of your name, what would you call it, and what is its power?
Oh, that's a good one. I like that.
Okay, I'm just going to say this. This is the stupidest question I've ever been asked.
Well,
Thank
Wait,
you.
let
for-
me-
I can't wait to hear your
Let me,
interviews.
I can't even figure it out. Let me
spell-
read
you
this
gotta
again.
do a
I don't even
spell
know. I
with
gotta.
your
Okay,
name.
my name's a part of this. All right.
Yes.
Well,
if
you
you had
gotta
to
have
invent
a
your
big
own spell
name.
using part of your name, what would you call it, and what's its
Yeah.
powder? Okay, so I've got to call it something that's in my name.
Yes. I
Okay.
mean, you have a big name, bitch. So let's go.
Okay. Anal ease. Let's do this. Anal ease. Anal
I heard anal.
Anneliese Vanderpoop. Okay, what would you
Yeah,
call it?
yeah.
What is its
You
power?
can save a lot of money on something lubricating.
I'm like, I don't know if this doesn't have enough commas, but I'm still having trouble understanding the question. Use part of a name. What would you call it, and what is its power? So I'd call it the Vanderfly.
Okay. What does it
And
do?
what happens?
This is good because it's very hard.
Yeah.
See, I need a director to
See?
tell me what the thing does.
And remember,
something
you were
about
cutting it down as
flying.
being a stupid question. You can't even answer it.
I know
Maybe
because it's so
It
stupid.
transports you to Bali.
Ooh,
the Vanderfly.
I love that. I
Oh,
don't know why
okay.
flying seems. I don't care to have power or money. I already have those things. But I would love to fly. I would just love to fly.
There,
so
it
I'd
makes
call
you fly.
I call it the Vanderfly, and then the
Okay.
power
Nice.
would be
And you
to
can
fly
save- I
love
anywhere,
it.
anywhere around the,
Okay.
the world.
I love it. That's
Yes,
good.
yeah, thanks.
Thank you for
Anneliese,
being
Thank
here.
you for having me. You guys are fabulous.
Thank you.
Such good, nice, kind people. Thank you for being nice to me.
Of course. Well,
Yes, I
thank
can't
you
wait to
for-
watch this. Mostly me in this, because I love watching my own work.
Other stuff, me.
And I can't wait to continue to watch you and Christy on Big Name Bitches.
Ditto.
And
We're gonna have family and party and all be on together at some point.
our Podco family.
Yes, I love it.
Thank
Thanks
you
for coming on.
being
High five.
here.
Love you guys.
Another wonderful episode of Wizards of Waverly Pod. Hey everybody, thanks for watching this episode of Wizards of Waverly Pod. To watch clips from the pod, go check out our Wizards Pod YouTube channel. The link is in the description. And if you want weekly bonus content, go join our Patreon. The link is in the description for that too. See you next week!